Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to Tungal online classes. In the last session completed P block elements. In this session I am going to discuss D and F block elements. In that the first topic is D block elements. Before going to D block elements, the weightage of this chapter is 8 marks, 2 3 marks questions and 1 2 marks question, totally 8 marks the weightage. The first topic in this unit is D block elements, also called transition elements. So, the differentiating electron or the valence electron or the last electron will enter into the D subshell, that is why these are called D block elements. So, the differentiating electron enters into n-1 D shell, also called penultimate shell called D block element. So these are called D block elements. Last shell is nth shell. So n-1 is a penultimate shell, that is last before 1. Last but 1 is called, what is that? Penultimate. Last shell is D block. Last shell is ultimate. Before that, last shell ultimate, nth shell. Before that, n-1 penultimate. Before that, n-2 anti-penultimate shell. So what is the transition elements? Why these are called? So the element, okay, these are called transition elements. Because the reason is transition elements due to DD transitions. DD transition means electron is migrated from lower D orbital to higher D to lower D. These transitions we can easily understand in our next sessions. Due to DD transitions. Okay. Next, the position is left side S block elements, right side P block elements. In between these two, there is D block elements. So, position of D block elements in between S and P block elements in periodic table. In between S and P block elements in the periodic table, right? Now, electronic configurations of these elements. First of all, D block contains 4 series of elements, 3D series of elements, 4D series of elements, 5D series of elements and 6D series of elements. Now the first series, 3D series, it contains atomic number 21 to 30, total 10 elements. Scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. Totally 10 elements. Their configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 and 4s2, 3d1, d2, d3. It means the differentiating electron enter into the D sublevel, right, like that, d5. Actually 4s2, 3d3, after that 4s2, 3d4 must come. D4 means incomplete. 4s2, yes, electron will enter into D4 becomes D5, s2 becomes s1. s1 half filled stable, D4 becomes D5 stable. To get stability, 4s2, 3d4 becomes 4s1, 3d5. Obviously this one also, 4s2, 3ds, 4s2, 3d9. So 4s2, 3d9 converted into 4s1, 3d10 to get stability. We know already read in first year, and this one is the configuration. This is about the 3D series elements. And next one, 4D series elements. These are 4D series. Starting from atomic number 39 to 48, totally 10 elements. So, starting element yttrium, zirconium, niobium, molybdenum, technetium, ruthenium, rhodium, palladium, silver and cadmium. As it is configuration, there it is 3D, here 4D, here 4s, 5s, 5s to 4D1, 5s to 4D2, 5s to 4D3, 4D3. So 5s1, 4D5 to get stability, 5s to 4D5, 5s to 4D6, 5s to 4D7. So 5s0, 4D10, actually 5s to 4D8. 2 electrons from S jump to D, D8 becomes D10, 5s becomes 0. It is experimentally proved configuration. Next 5s1, 4D10 because of the stability. Next. And after that 5D series contains 10 elements, atomic number 57. 58 to 71 elements are F block elements, they put separately under the periodic table, 58 to 71. After that 72 element is a D block, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77 up to 80. Lanthanum, hafnium, tantalum, wolfram, rhenium, osmium, iridium, platinum, gold and mercury, and their configurations given. So here it is 5D and here 6s, 5s 4D, 6s 5D. So same configuration, 6s to 5D2 and 6s to 5D3. Next D4 must come incompletely, chance to get stability, that's why becomes D5. Next this one also like that, 6s to 5D6, 6s to 5D7. Okay, these are the electronic configurations. In electronic configurations we need to remember few things especially. Stable electronic configuration, half filled or full filled configurations are there, those are stable. It is S, it is P, okay, sorry SD, SD it is, NS, N minus 1 D it is, S completely filled, D also completely filled, stable. It means NS2 ND10 stable, otherwise S half filled, D also half filled, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is NS1, ND5 it is. N minus 1 D5 actually, D5. Okay. S2 D10 and S1 D5 are stable, completely and half filled configurations. Among them I am showing now S1 D5, half filled. Next S2 D5, half filled and completely filled. Next S1 D10, half filled and completely filled it is. Next D2, S2 D10, half filled, sorry, full filled completely, stable. Next molybdenum stable, this one stable, S1 D5, S2 D5, S2 fully filled, D5 half filled. Next S1 D10, which means half filled and full filled, S2 D10 completely filled. Next S1 D5, S2 D5, next S1, okay, this is not possible and this is right and this is also right. Getting all of you? It means half filled and completely filled orbitals are there. Half filled or full filled or half filled, these conditions are more stable configuration. Remember those configurations. So why these are called transition elements? Transition elements definition is there. The element which has incompletely filled d orbitals in their ground state or any other oxidation state called transition element. It means D10, 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 these are completely filled, these not under transition only act as D block. Remaining all are having D1 to D9 configuration. That's why they are acting as a transition elements, right students? Now, I am writing clearly here. That is, what is meant by transition element? Yes. Transition element. Transition element. So that is the element with incompletely filled incompletely filled. D, okay, definition I have written. Incompletely filled d orbitals in ground state or any of its oxidation state. Except zinc, cadmium and mercury, remaining all are transition elements. These three are only d block elements. That's what I have written, only d block, but not act as transition. Remaining all acting as a transition and d block elements. D block means it may be 1 to 10, 1, 3, 4, D1, D3, D4, D9, D10 also D block. Only D1 to 9 under which elements incompletely filled d orbitals, nothing but transition elements. Getting all of you? Yes. One simple question, students. The simple question is, silver has D10 configuration but acting as a transition element. Silver has completely filled D10 orbitals but acting as a transition elements. Silver has D10 configuration but acts as transition element. Why? But act as transition element. Why? Because as per definition, in its ground state also exhibit incompletely filled, otherwise in their oxidation state also exhibit incompletely filled, then act as a transition elements. Question it is, answer. Silver shows, actually AG configuration is, okay, that is 5s1 4d10. Ag plus 2 means 2 electrons must be removed. 2 removed means from 5s1 removed, that's why 0. 4d also one more, that's why 4d9. Getting all of you? So D9 is incompletely filled, right? Ag shows incompletely filled d orbitals in Ag plus 2 oxidation state. Incompletely filled d orbitals in Ag plus 2 state it is. So that is 5s0 4d9. Hence Ag acts as transition element even though D10 configuration is present in ground state, in plus 2 oxidation state act as a transition element because of D9 configuration. Next, physical properties. Physical properties of what are the transition elements. So physical properties means these are all metals actually, all metal properties you can write. So these are all metals, these are metals, ductile, malleable, lustrous, shining character. Next, good conductors of heat and electricity. Next, Li formation takes place, Li formation, complex formation, color possible, magnetic properties possible, shows magnetic properties, color properties, many properties. These are physical properties. We discuss one by one. The first one is melting points. Melting points of these elements. Now, melting points of transition elements. Melting point of D block also called transition elements. Melting points. So in that we need a graphical representation for a melting point, students, here. So that is, the graphical representation is, yes it is like this. So first one, next, like this. So this is melting point from bottom to top increases, 3D series, 4D series and 5D series. 3D series scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper and last one is zinc it is. Okay. Next, this one is ytterbium, zirconium, Next element is niobium, molybdenum, niobium. This is molybdenum. Next one is technetium, rubidium, ruthenium, rhodium, and the last element I am writing, that is cadmium. It is okay. Next one is after that hafnium, lanthanum, hafnium, tantalum, tungsten. It is after that rhenium, osmium, iridium, rhenium, osmium, iridium, platinum, gold, and the last element is which one, that is mercury. Like that. You just observe, students, clearly. The melting points are, these are hard. First of all, these are hard. Melting points are very high melting points, because these are metals. High melting points due to which electrons, students? These are more number of d electrons increases, more is the metallic bonding, more is the melting point. So if n minus 1 d electrons increases, metallic bonds will be increases, obviously melting point will be increases. To break more number of bonds, need to apply more energy. That's why melting point will be increases. Next, here actually you just observe, left to right gradually increases followed by decreases. So D1 means I am writing 1, D2 2 unpaired, D3 3 unpaired, D4 4 unpaired, D5 5 unpaired, D6 if you take D6 only 4 unpaired, D7 only 3 unpaired, D8 only 2 unpaired, D9 only 1 unpaired, and D10 no unpaired. It means D1 to D5 1 2 3 4 5 unpaired electrons, D6 to D10 4 3 2 1 unpaired electrons. Unpaired electrons gradually increases followed by decreases. Unpaired electrons increases, metallic bonding, melting point increases. Unpaired electrons decreases, metallic bonding, and everything will be decreases. Yeah. Unpaired electrons in d orbitals increases, metallic bonding also increases, and melting point also increases. That's what. Okay. Now, actually for manganese also increases, technetium also increases, but for manganese and technetium melting point decreases due to their complex structure. It's a typical structure, that's why. Okay. Next, actually the highest melting point is a tungsten. 3D to 5D melting point increases, 3D 4D 5D, top to bottom generally metallic character increases, melting point also increases. So melting point order is 3D less than, 4D less than 5D. 5D has more because top to bottom metallic character increases, melting point also increases. Metals are hard, that's why you need to apply more temperature. Getting all of you? Next, tungsten has highest melting point. Wolfram has highest melting point among transition elements, among all transition elements. Okay. So this is about melting points. These are hard, low volatile, highest melting points due to n minus 1d unpaired electrons, they involved in metallic bonding. More the number of metallic bonds, more is the melting point. Next one is enthalpy of atomization. Next one, enthalpy of atomization. Enthalpy of atomization means the amount of energy required to convert the 1 mole of gaseous molecules into 1 mole of gaseous atoms. That is called enthalpy of atomization. definition is required. So, amount of heat required to convert 1 mole of gaseous molecule into atoms called enthalpy of atomization. It means 1 mole of gaseous molecules of metals converted into gaseous metal atoms. Simply metal contains many atoms, those bonds will be broken, metallic bonds, and converted into metal gaseous atoms. Simply almost close to melting point. This property is similar to that of, similar to melting point property. So, enthalpy of atomization order will be 3D less than 4D less than 5D as it is, because top to bottom metallic character increases. To convert the metal into gaseous atom, more energy required, because top to bottom metallic character increases. So, enthalpy of atomization increases to convert the metal into gaseous atoms. Getting all of you? As it is one with the graph also. So, instead of this, enthalpy of atomization, and it is atomic number. Getting? In the beginning increases followed by decreases, number of d electrons increases, obviously number of bonds increases, enthalpy of atomization also increases. Reason also same, because due to n minus 1 d electrons increases, metallic bonding increases, obviously enthalpy of atomization also increases. Enthalpy of atomization also increases. Getting all of you? So, this is about enthalpy of atomization. Variation in atomic radius. Yes. Right, next property. Variation in atomic radius. Variation in atomic radius. Atomic radius means distance between the nucleus and the outermost electron, called atomic radius. So, in this, generally atomic radius top to bottom increases, left to right decreases. Generally top to bottom atomic size increases, left to right atomic size will be decreases. We know already, because of nuclear charge of attraction, differentiating electron enter into the same shell, obviously more electrons attracted towards the nucleus, then size becomes decreased due to nuclear charge of attraction. Okay, right. There are series, 3D series, 4D series, 5D series of elements. In these series of elements, what will be happened is, left to right we need to consider. Left to right size will be decreased. The decrease in size in 3D, 4D series from left to right will be quite small. Yes, the decrease in atomic size in 3D, 4D and 5D series is quite small, because the reason is, so one is a screening effect, another one is a nuclear charge of attraction. Charge of attraction means size decreases. Screening effect means d orbitals forms a screen, obviously strong screen forms, so there is no attraction between the outside one to the nucleus. That's why no attraction means size is like that only. Nuclear charge means size decreased. So these two effects will be balanced. Yes, because nuclear charge and screening effect, also called shielding effect, will be balanced, because of this reason quite small it is. Okay. Now if you observe a graph here for atomic radius and atomic number, radius and atomic number, okay, gradually increased. So it is like that. First one it is, next obviously for last element little bit increased, next 4D, and it is 5D, almost close these elements. So this first one is a 3D series element, 4D series and 5D series also very close. Regions are important for us, and you just observe clearly, atomic size gradually decreases, afterwards constant, afterwards little bit increases from scandium, then last one is zinc. Okay. The reason behind this, so atomic radius from left to right, okay, atomic radius first decreases, then constant, at the end of the series it will be increases, first decreases, constant and increases. Actually decreases means because of it's a series, the same subshell filled by electrons, that's why nuclear charge of attraction, size decreases. Okay. Now constant means the differentiating electron enters into n-1 d shell. So d shells electrons increases, repulsions increases. Obviously while decreasing the size due to the repulsion, so size will not be decreased, constant, it will be constant. Yes. Yeah. The electron enters into n-1 d shell, it will increase the screening on outermost electron, it will increase the screening effect, it means a screen will be formed, screening effect on other electrons, screening effect on outermost electron, and repulsions increases, hence also attraction is there, obviously repulsion also there, attraction, repulsion, that's why size will be constant, hence size constant. Okay. Next, last element zinc, size will be increases. For last element size increases, actually decreases, because zinc has a D10 configuration. D10 means 10 electrons are there, so those will be repelled with each other, electron charge is negative, repulsions, because of repulsion size will be increases. Due to D10 configuration, repulsions between electrons take place, hence size for last element will be increases, now that is okay. For 4D and 5D the size is very close, almost same. The reason behind is, in 4D, especially if you observe 5D, before 5D 4f must be filled as per electronic configuration. So 4f orbitals shows weak screening effect, it means a partial screen. Obviously the 5D electrons, this is okay, 4F these are, and after that 5D, okay. Then it forms a weak screen. Then by this weak screen, the 5D electrons are attracted towards nucleus side. Nucleus side means size decreases. Already 4D size decreases. 5D size also decreases due to 4F electrons poor screening effect and reach to 4D size. Getting? That's why 5D and 4F orbitals size is almost close. Yes. Next one, 4D and 5D series elements size is very close because so in 5D, while filling 5D 4F will be filled first. 4F will be filled first. These 4F electrons show poor screening effect. Then 5D electrons attracts towards nucleus, and size decreases. Hence 4D and 5D series elements are in same size. It means very close in size. Getting all of you? Yes, this is the reason for size. Next, after this, lanthanoid contraction. Very, very important 3 marks question. That is actually top to bottom size increases. It means 5D greater than, 4D greater than, next one 3D. This is wrong. 5D series size is almost close to 4D series. This is right because of poor screening effect of 4F orbitals in 5D series, right? Next, lanthanoid contraction. It means contraction indicates decrease in size. Due to the 4F orbitals in 5D series, the size of what are the 5D series elements will be gradually decreases. That decrease is called lanthanoid contraction because of poor screening effect of 4F orbitals. The size will be easily decreased, right? The filling of 4F before 5D orbitals. The filling of 4F before 5D orbitals result in a regular decrease in atomic radius. Atomic radius or atomic size called lanthanoid contraction. The decrease in size in 5D elements you have to remember. Reason for this, students? So poor screening effect of 4F orbitals. Then poor screen formed 5D will be attracted towards nucleus side. Due to poor screening effect of or shielding effect of 4F electrons. It means the shielding of one 4F electron by another, the shielding or screening of one 4f electron by another less than that of one 5d electron by another 5d electron, one d electron by another d electron. Okay, this is the reason, simply poor screening effect. What are the consequences of lanthanoid contraction? Consequences are actually the 4d and 5d series elements size is almost close due to lanthanoid contraction. It's very difficult to separate them. It's very difficult to isolate them. Even the physical properties of 4d and 5d elements also almost same. Yes. Consequences of lanthanoid contraction. The atomic radii of 4d and 5d elements are same. It means almost close, same. Okay. Next, after that, the physical properties of 4d and 5d elements are almost close or same, nothing but. Next, difficult to isolate them. It means to separate them because all are in same size. That's why you cannot identify which element is which size, like that. 3 marks question. Very, very important question. It is 3 marks question. Definition, reason, consequences. Very, very important. It is atomic size. Afterwards, density. Next one is density of d block elements or transition elements. Density. I just put here, no problem. 4d series and 3d series. Density. Generally, from left to right size decreases. It means volume decreases, density will be increases. Yes. So, from left to right size, nothing but volume decreases, hence density will be increases. That's okay. But for the last element, volume increases, density will be decreases. Yes. But for last element in series, size or volume increases, then density will be decreases. Last element. Okay. A density point of view, higher density is osmium, 22.59 gram per centimeter cube, it is density. Iridium 22.61 gram per centimeter cube. This is about the density of these elements. Okay, highest density elements. Next property is ionization enthalpy. Amount of energy required to remove an electron from outermost orbit called ionization enthalpy. Yes. Next property is ionization enthalpy values. Ionization enthalpy means amount of energy required to remove the electron. If the configuration is more stable, so obviously ionization enthalpy will be increased. Generally left to right size decreases, ionization enthalpy will be increases. To remove electron from small size difficult, right. Left to right ionization enthalpy value will be increases because size will be decreases, because size will be decreases. If stable configuration is there, then obviously stable configuration is there. Okay, zinc size actually increases, no? Zinc size decreases, ionization enthalpy increases, but size increases, ionization enthalpy must be decreased. So, but for zinc actually ionization enthalpy must be decreased, but ionization enthalpy for zinc will be increased because 4s2 3d10 stable configuration. Even though size increases, we need more energy to remove the electron because of the stable electronic configuration of a zinc it is. Next, ionization enthalpy of first ionization enthalpies, IE1 it is, IE1 first ionization enthalpies. So, stable configuration is there, IE1, chromium. Next one, manganese, if you observe, zinc copper. Zinc is more stable than copper because of the stable electronic configuration. Zinc greater than copper. Next, manganese greater than chromium, manganese and chromium. Left to right, size will be decreases. Manganese is a smaller size actually. Manganese is a smaller size than chromium. Chromium is larger. Left to right size decreases. That's why IE1 of manganese greater than chromium. Size decreases, more energy required. Next, IE2 means to remove the second electron, the energy required called ionization energy 2. So, that is ionization energy 2. Second ionization energy means if you removed one electron, still stable configuration is there, that is Mn plus less than Cr plus. Mn plus less than Cr plus. Mn plus means 4s1 3d5. Actually Mn is plus 2, 4s2. Plus 1 means one electron removed from 4s, that's why 4s1. Cr plus means okay 4s0 3d5, right? It is stable than this one. Next, IE2, Cu plus greater than Zn plus. IE2, Cu plus greater than Zn plus 2, plus 1. Zn configuration is 4s2 3d10. Zn plus 1 means one electron removed, 4s1 3d10. 4s1 3d10. So, copper is 4s1 3d10, plus 1 means 1 removed, 4s0 3d10. It is more stable than this one, that is why to remove the second electron, the more energy required for copper than zinc, right students? Okay, this is about ionization enthalpy values. And very important is the size of 4d and 5d is very close. That is why almost same amount of energy is required to remove the electron from 4d as well as 5d because of their identical sizes. Getting all of you? This is ionization enthalpy value. Next one, oxidation states. Oxidation state of transition elements. Oxidation states. Oxidation states means generally if you observe 4s2 3d1, 4s2 3d1, 4s2 3d3, 4s2 4d. S2 is common. So, general oxidation state is plus 2, right? And I am writing the oxidation states here, you just observe clearly students by their configurations. Here 3 electrons are there, plus 3 is possible. Now, plus 2 also possible here, plus 2 also. 2 from 4s, 4s electrons removed first, followed by 3d because of its lower energy. So, plus 2 possible, plus 3 possible, plus 4. So 2 removed, 3 removed, all 4 removed. 2 plus 2, 4 removed. So plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. So D3 it is. 2 removed first. 3 electrons also possible, 4 possible, all 5 electrons can also remove, then forms plus 5. Variable oxidation state. Next, after that, chromium it is. Okay. So the configuration for chromium is 3D5 it is, manganese it is. So 3D5. So here plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6. It means all 6 can be possible. Here also plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6 and plus 7. All 7 can be possible to remove. 2 plus 2 plus 3, only plus 2 plus 3 possible for iron, sometimes plus 4. Next plus 2 plus 3 only possible, plus 2 only possible for nickel. Next plus 3 also possible sometimes. Next plus 1 and plus 2 only possible and only plus 2 possible. In all those, common one is plus 2. General oxidation state is equal to plus 2. Right? The stable are plus 3 more common, plus 5 most common, plus 6 most common, plus 7 most common, plus 3 also most common for chromium. Next plus 2 and plus 7 is most common for. Okay students, the general oxidation state of a 3D series elements is plus 2 oxidation state. So because 4s electrons removed first, 4s2 followed by d electrons, because 4s has less energy. So these are the variable oxidation states by 3D series elements. The rounded one is most favorable oxidation states. For iron, the most favorable one is plus 2 and plus 3, and for this also plus 2 and plus 3. For nickel plus 2, for nickel plus 2, for copper plus 2, for zinc plus 2 is most favorable. Rounded one is more stable oxidation states for 3D series elements. Okay. Now the question is transition elements shows variable oxidation states, because the reason is the ns electrons and n minus 1 d electrons both will be involved in bond formation, hence they shows variable oxidation states, because the ns and n minus 1 d electrons both involved in bond formation, hence they shows, transition elements show variable oxidation states. It means ns contains 2 electrons, they can lose plus 2, and n minus 1d 10 electrons, they can lose maximum 5. That's why up to plus 7 possible for transition elements. Yes, titanium more stable in plus 4 oxidation state, it is actually plus 4, it's not plus 3. Okay, plus 3 plus 4 in TiO2. Vanadium can exhibits V2O5, VO2 plus. In all this, vanadium shows a plus 5 oxidation state. CrO3, 3 2's minus 6 must be equal to 0, plus 6. Mn2O7 plus 7 oxidation state. Next, iron exhibits plus 2 plus 3 only. Left to right oxidation states decreases because number of unpaired electrons decreases. Left to right oxidation state decreases due to decrease in number of unpaired electrons. Number of unpaired electrons increases followed by decreases, like that. Okay. Next, generally in p block from top to bottom oxidation state decreases because of inert pair effect of ns2 electrons. Those are not involved in bonding. That's why oxidation state decreases, we discussed. But in transition elements from 3D to 5D, oxidation state will be increases, right? Generally in p block elements, the higher oxidation state will be decreases due to inert pair effect, okay. But in transition elements, higher oxidation state increases from top to bottom. The reason is top to bottom. The reason behind is because ns and n2, ns and n minus 1 d electrons involved in bond formation, because ns electrons involved in bond formation. But in p block, ns electrons for the bottom elements not involved because of inert pair effect. That's why. Example, molybdenum, chromium, molybdenum, wolfram. Example is chromium, molybdenum and wolfram. Stability of +6 oxidation state, top to bottom, stability of +6 oxidation state will be increases. Stability of +6 oxidation state will be increases. It means W will be existed as a +6, but Cr +6 will not be existed as a +6. It gain electron becomes a Cr. Yeah. Cr +6 is unstable and gain electrons becomes Cr. Gaining electron is called reduction, itself involved in reduction, hence acts as strong oxidizing agent. Cr +6 acting as a strong oxidizing agent because it is unstable, gaining electron, itself involved in reduction, acting as oxidizing agent. Okay. Next, higher oxidation states. Osmium shows higher oxidation state, that is +8 oxidation state. It means it can remove its 8 electrons, 6s2, 5d6 it is. All the 6 electrons can be removed, then +8 oxidation state is possible for osmium. Okay. The relative stabilities of various oxidation states explained by standard electrode potentials, right? The relative stabilities of transition elements, stabilities of various oxidation states, explained by standard reduction potentials. So, we will study standard reduction potential topic in the next video, and few elements can show a very lower oxidation state by forming complexes ligands. Few elements show very lower, it means zero oxidation state by forming complexes. Examples are NiCO 4 times it is, NiCO 4 times. It means nickel we don't know X plus 4 COs are there. For carbonyl group 0, it's a neutral ligand, hence 0, X will be 0. 0 is the oxidation state. FeCO5, carbonyl group it is, 0, 5 into 0, 0 is the oxidation state. NiCrCO6, chromium shows 0 oxidation state because CO is a 0 oxidation state. Getting all of you? This is about oxidation states. We'll continue in the next session.